Sophia Carter's hands trembled as she stared at her phone screen, the numbers in her bank account glowing like a cruel joke. $3.47. Emma's cries pierced through the thin walls of the studio apartment, the kind of desperate wail that only came when hunger gnawed at a 6-month-old's belly. The last formula container sat empty on the kitchen counter, mocking her with its hollowness. She scrolled through her contacts, her vision blurring with exhaustion and tears. Her friend Jessica usually helped in emergencies, but Sophia's pride had already worn thin from asking too many times. Her thumb hovered over the number she'd saved weeks ago, then accidentally tapped the contact just above it. The message typed itself through muscle memory and desperation. "Please, I need $50 for formula. I'll pay you back Friday. I promise." She hit send before her brain could stop her fingers. Emma's cries grew louder, more frantic. Sophia picked up her daughter, rocking her gently, whispering apologies into her soft hair. The phone buzzed. Address? Sophia blinked at the screen, confused. Jessica never asked for her address. She typed it anyway, too tired to question, too desperate to care. Another buzz came 30 seconds later. Check your account. Her banking app loaded with agonizing slowness. When the number appeared, Sophia's knees buckled. $5,000. Her phone slipped from her hand, clattering onto the worn linoleum. She snatched it back up, certain she'd misread, but the number remained unchanged. Another message arrived. No one should have to choose between rent and feeding their child. Sophia's fingers flew across the keyboard. Who is this? I can't accept this. Please, I only need $50. Keep it. You'll need it. She stared at the conversation thread, then scrolled up to see the contact name she'd accidentally pressed. Unknown number. Her heart hammered as she typed the number into a search engine. Nothing came up. She tried variations, adding area codes, searching social media. Empty. The next morning, exhausted from a sleepless night of feeding Emma with formula bought at a 24-hour store, Sophia heard a knock. 3 large boxes sat outside her door, no delivery person in sight. Inside were enough diapers and formula to last 3 months, along with baby clothes in the right sizes and a white card with elegant script. You clearly know how to survive. I'd like to know if you know how to fight. Marcus Westfield, Titan Dynamics. Sophia's hands shook as she typed the name into her laptop. Articles flooded the screen. Marcus Westfield, 41, CEO of Titan Dynamics, net worth $13.2 billion. Defense technology, aerospace contracts, government partnerships. His photo showed a man with sharp features, dark hair touched with silver at the temples, and eyes that seemed to calculate everything they observed. Her phone rang with an unknown number. Ms. Carter? A woman's voice, professional and warm. My name is Nina Cross. I'm calling on behalf of Marcus Westfield. I don't understand what's happening, Sophia managed to say, her voice cracking. Mr. Westfield would like to offer you a consulting position. Temporary, of course, with the possibility of extension based on your findings. $180 per hour, flexible schedule to accommodate your childcare needs. Sophia sat down hard on her threadbare couch. Consulting for what? I've been out of work for 8 months. I have a degree in biotech and some compliance experience, but I'm not qualified to consult for a defense contractor. Mr. Westfield believes you're exactly what he needs. Can you meet Monday morning at 9? I'll arrange childcare if needed. Sophia wanted to refuse. Pride screamed at her to reject charity disguised as opportunity. But Emma cooed softly from her crib, and the empty job applications on her laptop seemed to multiply in her peripheral vision. I'll be there. Monday morning arrived with the weight of judgment. Sophia wore the only professional outfit she owned, a navy blazer with a small coffee stain she'd tried to hide with a scarf. Nina Cross met her in the lobby of Titan Dynamics, a gleaming tower of steel and glass in downtown Seattle that made Sophia feel microscopic. Mr. Westfield appreciates punctuality, Nina said, guiding her into a private elevator. He's direct, sometimes brutally so, but he's fair. The elevator opened directly into an office that could have housed Sophia's entire apartment building. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered views of Elliott Bay, and the furniture looked like it belonged in a museum. Marcus Westfield stood with his back to them, hands clasped behind him, studying the water below. "Miss Carter," he said without turning. "Thank you for coming." He turned then, and Sophia saw what the photographs hadn't captured. Exhaustion lived in the lines around his eyes, and something else, something that looked like old grief worn smooth by time. "I'll be direct because I don't believe in wasting time. I think someone is stealing from me. A lot. Millions, maybe more. My internal audit found nothing, which tells me whoever's doing this knows exactly how our systems work." Sophia found her voice. "Why me? You could hire a dozen forensic accountants. Because everyone I could hire has connections in this industry. They know people on my board, they've worked with my executives, they have loyalty conflicts I can't afford. You're an outsider. You have no reason to protect anyone here. I'm not a forensic accountant. But you were a compliance analyst at Meridian Biotech. You found that testing fraud before it killed someone. You know how to follow money that doesn't want to be found." Sophia's breath caught. That job had ended when she'd blown the whistle on manipulated clinical trials. She'd done the right thing, been fired for it anyway, blacklisted quietly by the industry. "No one hired whistleblowers. You researched me. Thoroughly. Which is why I trust you." Marcus moved to his desk, pulling up files on a massive screen. "These are our quarterly financials. These are our internal audit reports. Find the discrepancy." Sophia approached the screen, her analytical mind already cataloging numbers. "You're giving me full access? To everything. Nina will set you up with an office and credentials. If you find something, you report directly to me. No one else. And if I find nothing? Then I pay you for your time and help you find a permanent position elsewhere." Marcus extended his hand. "Do we have an agreement?" Sophia looked at his hand, then at his face. Whatever motivated this man, it wasn't charity. It was something colder, more calculated. But beneath that calculation, she saw something else. Recognition. He saw in her what she thought was lost, the professional she used to be before desperation stripped away her credentials. She shook his hand. "We have an agreement." If you're enjoying this story of unexpected alliances and corporate intrigue, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling us what you think Sophia will discover. Trust me, what comes next will shock you. Batch 2, 1200 words. The office Nina assigned Sophia had a door that locked and a window overlooking the city. Within 3 days, Sophia had established a routine that felt almost normal. The numbers told stories if you knew how to listen. Sophia spent 18-hour days cross-referencing vendor payments against business registrations, tracking approval signatures, and building spreadsheets that mapped money flows like river systems. 2 weeks into her investigation, Sophia found the first thread. A payment for $87,000 to a company called Apex Solutions for consulting services. She searched for Apex Solutions in Washington's business registry. Nothing. She expanded her search nationwide and found 12 companies named Apex Solutions, none matching the address on the invoice. Her heart rate quickened. She pulled up the approval signature. Raymond Crane, Chief Financial Officer. She searched for more payments to Apex Solutions. 14 transactions over 6 months, totaling $1.2 million. Sophia cross-referenced Raymond's signature pattern. Same electronic signature appeared on payments to other vendors. She checked those vendors. 3 more ghost companies. Her spreadsheet grew like a web, connecting phantom entities through a single approval signature. Sophia worked until 3 in the morning. She traced payments back 18 months and found 47 shell companies. The total climbed to $23 million. Every suspicious transaction bore Raymond Crane's approval signature. But the ghost companies shared another pattern. The business registration applications used employee credentials from Titan Dynamics. Sophia pulled up the employee list cross-referenced with vendor registrations. Her blood went cold. 5 names appeared as registered agents for the shell companies. All 5 employees were deceased. Raymond Crane had been using dead people's credentials to authorize his own theft. She grabbed her phone. It was 3 a.m, but this couldn't wait. Marcus answered on the second ring, his voice alert despite the hour. "What did you find?" $23 million. 47 shell companies. 18 months. All authorized by Raymond Crane using credentials from deceased employees. Silence stretched across the line. When Marcus spoke again, his voice carried the kind of cold fury that made Sophia grateful she wasn't on the receiving end. "My office." 30 minutes. Marcus's office blazed with light when Sophia arrived. He stood at the windows, his posture radiating tension. Nina was already there, along with a man Sophia didn't recognize, late 50s with silver hair and calculating eyes. "This is Dr. James Chen," Marcus said. "Former Treasury Department, Forensic Analysis. He's going to verify your findings." For the next 4 hours, Sophia walked Dr. Chen through every transaction, every shell company, every forged credential. Dawn broke over Elliott Bay as they compiled the evidence into an irrefutable case. Marcus remained silent throughout, his expression carved from stone. "It's sophisticated," Dr. Chen finally said. He kept individual transactions below the threshold that would trigger automatic review. He distributed the theft across multiple fiscal quarters. He used real employee credentials, deceased ones that wouldn't raise flags in cursory audits. This was planned, methodical, and executed by someone who understood your systems intimately. "Raymond has been with me for 8 years, Marcus said quietly. "I trusted him with everything." "What happens now?" Sophia asked. Marcus turned from the window. "Now we build a case that will hold up in federal court." Dr. Chen, "I want every transaction traced to its endpoint." "That will take time," Dr. Chen warned. "And if Crane suspects were investigating, he'll start covering his tracks." "Then we work fast and quiet." Marcus looked at Sophia. "This puts a target on your back. Crane controls 3 board members. If he realizes what you found, he'll come after your credibility, your employment, maybe more. You can walk away right now." Sophia thought of Emma, of the stability she'd begun to build, of the professional identity she'd reclaimed. Then she thought of Raymond Crane stealing millions while people like her scraped together change for formula. "I didn't come this far to walk away." The next 2 weeks blurred together in a haze of evidence gathering and strategic planning. Dr. Chen traced digital footprints across international banking systems, uncovering offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands and Switzerland. Raymond had siphoned money through construction contracts that never materialized, consulting services never rendered, equipment purchases that existed only on paper. Thursday afternoon, Raymond Crane requested a meeting with Marcus. Nina took the call and immediately contacted Sophia. "He knows something's wrong," Nina said, her voice tight with tension. That evening, Sophia was packing up her office when Raymond appeared in her doorway. He wore an expensive suit and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Ms. Carter, isn't it? I don't think we've been formally introduced." "Raymond Crane, CFO." Sophia forced herself to remain calm. "Mr. Crane. I'm just a temporary consultant." "Yes, I heard Marcus brought in some outside help." "Unusual, don't you think?" He stepped into her office, examining the papers on her desk. "What exactly are you consulting on?" "General financial review. Standard procedures." "And you found everything in order, I assume?" His eyes fixed on her with an intensity that made her skin crawl. "I report my findings directly to Mr. Westfield." Raymond's smile sharpened. "You know, it's admirable that you're working so hard. Single mother, I heard? That must be challenging." I hope this opportunity works out for you. It would be unfortunate if anything jeopardized your position here." After he left, Sophia's hands shook so badly she could barely dial Marcus's number. "He knows," she said when Marcus answered. "He just cornered me in my office. Go home. Lock your doors. I'm sending security to watch your building tonight." Friday morning arrived with the weight of consequence. The boardroom filled with executives in expensive suits. Raymond sat at the far end of the table, perfectly composed. He had no idea what was coming. Marcus stood at the head of the table. "Gentlemen, we have a situation involving significant financial irregularities." Raymond's expression flickered. "Marcus, if this is about the Peterson account discrepancies. This is about $23 million and 47 shell companies." The room went silent. Dr. Chen's face appeared on the large screen, and Sophia began distributing evidence packets to each board member. Raymond's mask cracked. "This is outrageous. Whatever you think you found." "We found everything," Marcus said coldly. "Every fraudulent transaction. Every ghost company. Every forged authorization. Every offshore account." For the next 90 minutes, Sophia and Dr. Chen walked the board through the evidence. Raymond's face transitioned from confident to pale to flushed with rage. "This is a witch hunt," Raymond finally exploded. "You bring in some desperate single mother looking to make a name for herself." Marcus's voice cut through like a blade. "Miss Carter has more integrity in her exhausted, formula-stained clothes than you've shown in 8 years. Every piece of evidence has been verified by federal forensic standards." The vote was 5-2 for Raymond's immediate suspension. Security escorted him from the building while he shouted threats. Sophia watched him go, feeling nothing but exhaustion. 2 weeks later, Sophia received a call to return to Marcus's office. Instead of termination, Marcus offered her a position as Director of Corporate Integrity, with a salary that made her cry and benefits that included childcare assistance. "You gave me back my company," Marcus said simply. "Let me give you back your career." 6 months later, Sophia stood in her new office with photos of Emma on her desk. That evening, Marcus appeared at Sophia's new apartment with a housewarming gift. They stood on her small balcony, Emma babbling between them, the city lights glowing in the distance. "You know," Sophia said softly, "I never properly thanked you." Marcus smiled. "You exposed a fraud that could have destroyed everything I built." "We're even. We're not even close to even. But we can start there." Before we go, smash that like button if this story moved you, and tell us in the comments what you would have done in Sophia's position. Subscribe for more incredible stories of courage and redemption. 6 months after that night, Raymond Crane was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. Sophia Carter became Titan Dynamics' youngest vice president. And Marcus Westfield finally answered a text that changed everything.